Breaking news for every American receiving Social Security, SSI, or SSDI benefits. If you're getting your monthly deposit into a bank account, you need to hear this immediately. A quiet but dangerous shift is happening right now across major banks, and it's targeting the exact accounts where millions of retirees and disabled Americans receive their federal benefits. New monthly maintenance fees, minimum balance requirements, overdraft penalties that trigger automatically. These aren't just inconveniences. For someone living on a fixed income of $1,200 or $1,500 a month, a $10 or $15 fee can be the difference between paying for medication or going without. And here's what makes this especially cruel. Most people won't even realize they're being charged until the money is already gone. If you receive Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, the next 3 minutes could save you hundreds of dollars this year. Don't skip ahead. This affects you. My name is Charlie Munger, and I've spent decades studying how financial systems work, and more importantly, how they often work against the people who can least afford it. This channel exists for one reason: to give Social Security recipients, retirees, and people on disability the truth about what's happening to their money. No jargon, no confusion, just clarity and protection. I've seen this pattern before. When banks need to increase revenue, they don't go after the wealthy. They go after the predictable, steady deposits. And there's nothing more predictable than a Social Security check hitting the same account on the same day every month. That's you. That's your money. And right now, it's being quietly drained. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening, why it's happening now, which banks are doing this, and most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself starting today. If you want to stay ahead of changes like this and never be caught off guard again, hit that subscribe button right now. This is your financial armor. Let's put it on. Let me start with the uncomfortable truth. Banks are businesses, and like all businesses, they need to make money. But the way they've chosen to do it in 2025 is by adding fees to the exact accounts held by people who have the least room for error. Here's what's happening right now. The new fee structure. Several major banks, including Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and U.S. Bank, have either introduced or increased monthly maintenance fees on basic checking accounts. These fees range from $10 to $15 per month unless you meet certain conditions. Those conditions usually include things like maintaining a minimum daily balance of $1,500 or setting up direct deposits totaling at least $1,000 per month or keeping a linked savings account with a minimum balance. Now, let's be honest, if you're receiving Social Security or SSI, your monthly benefit might be anywhere from $900 to $1,800 depending on your work history. Once that money hits your account, it immediately starts getting allocated. Rent, utilities, food, medicine. Keeping $1,500 untouched in your account as a minimum balance isn't a safety net. For most people, it's impossible. And here's the kicker. If your balance drops below that threshold even for one day during the month, the fee hits automatically. No warning, no grace period. Why this is happening now? You might be wondering, why now? Why are banks doing this in 2025? The answer is simple: interest rates and profit margins. For years, banks made money by taking your deposits and lending them out at higher rates. But as the Federal Reserve has adjusted rates and competition from online banks has intensified, traditional brick-and-mortar banks are seeing their profit margins shrink, so they're turning to fees. It's the oldest trick in the banking playbook. And the easiest targets are people with small balances who rely on their accounts for basic needs. They know Social Security recipients aren't going to move their accounts easily. Many of you have been with the same bank for 20 or 30 years. You trust them, you're comfortable. And that loyalty is exactly what they're counting on. The real-world impact. Let me paint you a picture. Margaret is 73. She lives in Ohio. She gets $1,300 a month in Social Security. Her rent is $650. Utilities run about $120. She spends roughly $400 on groceries and medicine. That leaves her with about $130 of breathing room every month. Now let's say her bank introduces a $12 monthly maintenance fee because she can't keep $1,500 in her account at all times. $12 doesn't sound like much, but over a year, that's $144. That's a week's worth of groceries. That's a month of her phone bill. That's real money being taken for no service, no benefit, just because she doesn't have enough money already. And it gets worse, because if Margaret accidentally overdraws her account, maybe a bill comes out a day earlier than expected, or she miscalculates by $10, she gets hit with a $35 overdraft fee. Now she's negative, and the bank will charge her another fee if she doesn't cover it within a few days. This is how people on fixed incomes get trapped. One small mistake becomes a financial spiral. Which banks are doing this? Let me be specific because you deserve to know. Chase requires a $1,500 minimum daily balance or direct deposits totaling $500 per month to avoid a $12 monthly fee. Bank of America charges a $12 maintenance fee unless you maintain a minimum daily balance of $1,500 or enroll in their preferred rewards program, which requires even higher balances. Wells Fargo has a $10 monthly service fee unless you have a minimum daily balance of $500 or at least $500 in qualifying direct deposits per month. U.S. Bank charges anywhere from $6.50 to $14.95 per month, depending on the account type, with similar waiver conditions. Even regional and community banks are starting to follow suit. If you're banking locally, check your most recent statement carefully. The fee might already be there, quietly labeled as a service charge or account maintenance. What about Direct Express and federal accounts? Now, some of you might be using a Direct Express card. That's the prepaid debit card the U.S. Treasury offers for people who don't have a bank account. Good news, Direct Express does not charge monthly maintenance fees. It's designed specifically for federal benefit recipients, and it's protected from these kinds of predatory charges. But here's the downside. Direct Express has limited functionality. You can't write checks. You can't easily transfer money to family. And if you lose the card or it gets stolen, there's a replacement process that can take days. So while it's a safe option, it's not always the most practical. What you can do right now. Here's where I want you to focus, because understanding the problem is only half the battle. Protecting yourself is what matters. First, check your current bank account terms immediately. Pull up your most recent statement or log into your online banking. Look for any line that says monthly service fee or maintenance charge. If you see one, read the fine print. What are the waiver conditions? Can you realistically meet them? Second, if you can't avoid the fee with your current bank, start looking at alternatives. Credit unions are often a better choice for people on fixed incomes. They're member-owned, nonprofit institutions, and they typically have lower fees and more flexible requirements. Many credit unions offer free checking accounts with no minimum balance. Online banks like Ally, Chime, and Discover also offer fee-free checking accounts. No monthly charges, no minimum balances. They make their money in other ways, and they're designed for people who want simple, transparent banking. Third, consider opening a Direct Express account as a backup. Even if it's not your primary account, having it as a safety net means your federal benefits will always be accessible without fees. Fourth, set up low balance alerts. Most banks let you receive a text or email when your account balance drops below a certain amount. This can help you avoid overdrafts and surprise fees. And finally, talk to your bank. I mean it. Call them. Go into a branch. Ask if they have any special accounts for seniors or Social Security recipients. Some banks offer fee waivers for people over 62 or for those receiving federal benefits, but they won't always advertise it. You have to ask. Now let me give you the hard truth. Banks are not going to stop this. If anything, these fees are going to become more common as financial institutions look for new revenue streams. So you have to be smarter than the system. That means staying informed. It means reading your statements. It means not assuming that just because you've been with a bank for 30 years, they're looking out for you. They're not. They're looking out for their shareholders. But you can look out for yourself. Start by treating your bank account like any other monthly bill. Review it, question charges. Don't accept fees just because they're labeled in small print. And here's something I learned a long time ago in business. Loyalty is only valuable when it's mutual. If your bank is charging you fees that hurt your ability to live, they're not loyal to you. And you don't owe them loyalty in return. This isn't about being cynical. It's about being clear-eyed. Your Social Security, SSI, or SSDI payment is your lifeline. It's not extra money. It's not discretionary income. It's what keeps the lights on and food on the table. Protect it like it matters, because it does. Make the calls this week. Compare your options. Move your money if you have to. It might feel uncomfortable or unfamiliar, but I promise you, paying $12 a month for no reason is a lot more uncomfortable in the long run. You've worked too hard and sacrificed too much to let a bank nickel and dime you in retirement. If this video helped you see something you didn't know before, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel right now. Because this is what we do here. We cut through the noise. We expose the changes that banks, the Social Security Administration, and government agencies don't always make clear. And we give you the tools to protect your income and your peace of mind. You shouldn't have to spend hours searching for this information. You shouldn't have to wonder if you're missing something important. That's what this channel is for. Every week we bring you updates on Social Security payment schedules, COLA changes, Medicare adjustments, SSI eligibility shifts, and yes, things like bank fees that quietly eat away at your benefits. We're not here to scare you. We're here to prepare you. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and make this your go-to source for everything related to your benefits. You'll never be caught off guard again. You'll never wonder if you missed something, and you'll always know exactly what's happening with your money. This is your financial safety net. Let's build it together. Let me leave you with this. The big takeaway today is simple. Banks are adding new fees to the accounts where Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients get their deposits. These fees can cost you $12 to $15 a month if you don't meet minimum balance or direct deposit requirements. But you're not powerless. You can switch to a credit union. You can open a fee-free online bank account. You can use Direct Express. You can call your current bank and ask about senior waivers or benefit recipient protections. The key is to act now, before the fees start piling up. I know change can feel overwhelming, especially when it comes to something as personal as your bank account. But I also know this. You've handled harder things than this. You've navigated recessions, job losses, health challenges, raising families. You've survived and adapted. This is just one more obstacle. And now you know how to get around it. Stay informed, stay proactive, and most importantly, stay protected. If you found this helpful, share it with someone else who needs to hear it. A lot of people don't realize this is happening until it's too late. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next update. Take care of yourself and take care of your money.